All right, so we are here. We are talking about The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. This is the first fully animated feature-length Looney Tunes movie being released in theaters. And I'm here with two of the stars of the film, Eric Bauza and Candi Milo.
Hello.
All right. So, first question for you. So, you're both very accomplished voice actors and have quite an array of characters for the Looney Tunes characters as well as other characters under your belt. So, what's interesting about this film is that it has a very compact cast of characters, which allows you to really work off each other and we get to explore those characters a little more. So, can you go into what preparation you did for your characters, especially since if you're doing typically the Looney Tunes are shorts and this is more feature length, you have more time to explore the characters and their arc. So, what preparation and how did you go about it for this movie?
I remembered at the first recording, once the voice was set, once we figured out what the pitch, the timbre,
Mhm.
where we were going with it, I remember I was being directed by Pete Browngardt, who created this and wrote, produced, etc. And he said, it's a feature you can slow down because
Mhm.
I'm so used to 11 and 22-minute wraparounds that I don't give air, just the way that my characters work. I'm loud, fast, and funny, but I'm operatively really fast. All my characters talk really fast. They all talk like this. And it was very different to slow down and let emotion and air take space. And I remember that was such a glorious feeling. And then after we premiered, we had a party and we watched, excuse me, cast and crew. We all watched it on the lot. And an animator that I love and respect a lot, the creator of the Cuphead show, came up to me and said, it was amazing to see you. I know you're great and episodic, and it was great to see you slow it down and be in a movie. And I thought that was the difference. And to me, Morgan, it was like a luxury to not
Mhm.
have to deliver my lines really rapidly and in this sort of a stand up kind of a pace. And it was wonderful. That was like the biggest gift for me, Eric.
My preparation starts with a bowl of oatmeal in the morning. You're talking about the movie. Sorry, I thought you meant every day of my life.
I love you so much.
Of course, I love you too. For me, it's Mel Blanc all the way. He's the gentleman who created the not just the sound of these characters, but who they are. Again, Looney Tunes are 90 years old, so we know them like grandma and grandpa at this point. We know what they've been through and how they got here. And again, the proof is in the pudding. It's the fact that they're 90 years old and they're still making a brand new feature. The first feature film in 2025 is amazing. And yeah, I got into it as being a cartoonist. So I was an artist first. I was understanding how animation worked and drawing these characters. I still draw these characters to this day.
He just drew Bugs Bunny on the
I
whiteboard
drew
over
them on
here and freehand, and we all just sat here watching.
I used the Sharpie. I hope I don't get kicked out of the building. I thought it was dry erase. But yeah, again, I know these characters like the back of my hand, and I'm just. I always say Warner Brothers gives me the key to the Cadillac, and I promise to drive it around the block once and fill the gas back in and not scratch it when I park the car, so someone else can enjoy it.
Nice, thank you. So, so this is for both of you, but what was your favorite scene or gag that you were able to do in this film? There's what I love about this film is it's longer, so you have a lot of time to get to know the characters, but then it is classic Looney Tunes, punch, slapstick, lots of gags. I feel like they did not hold back in letting you laugh in this film. So, do you have any favorites or maybe in favorites that maybe got cut?
Oh, I don't remember because it took us so long to make it. Like
Right.
everybody's like, why was this almost shelved? To make a feature film and this kind of animation hand drawn takes a long time. My favorite scene is the Porky and Petunia meet cute when they share the blue mugs in the break room, in the lunchroom. And then, but I also just, it flashed on me that when they're out getting the bad guys with the stink and the and then the fire,
The flamethrower.
she's holding, it just reminded me of Carrie Fisher in Blues Brothers holding a flamethrower. And I just think that she's those are my favorite. My favorite line is "That's not shatterproof glass." Which I like to say is eclipsed in getting a laugh with
Mother.
Thank you.
With Daffy saying mother. For me, it was right in the opening of the film where it kind of brings it back to like the core essence of Looney Tunes, which is like the 7-minute short, and it's just them getting fired from different jobs. It's Porky and Daffy getting fired, and it's what they are, you know. It's like classic setup punchline, you know, setup punchline, and
Hold on to the wheel.
yeah, oh yeah,
You should be fine.
yeah. They become TikTok stars, and it's pretty funny.
Oh God, that's funny.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite parts where they go and it's the short within the movie. And it even
Yeah.
the aspect ratio even changes. I just thought
Oh,
it was
I
great.
forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and yes, and then the very end, I mean, stick around if you haven't seen it, but then, you know, there's the classic sign off at the very, very end in the end credit scene. It's just like if you're a fan of Looney Tunes, there are so many Easter eggs in here
Oh,
that
yeah.
are going to appeal to longtime fans, people that are just casual fans, and then even if you're new fans, which I feel like a lot of people will, Looney Tunes is this iconic property. It that kind of ebbed and flowed over the past decade. So I'm personally excited to take my family to this to introduce them as first timers to the Looney Tunes characters. So,
and we appreciate that, Morgan.
oh, we need this movie to do well. I mean,
This movie
this
to
is
do well.
we really. I mean, we do animation news and reviews, and everyone is
Yeah,
pumped for this movie.
and I'll tell you why. I think we're in this era of having a lot of animation come out and it not doing well for whatever reason, and then for Ketchup Entertainment to take a chance and Warner Brothers agree to partner in distribution and how they have taken this. We need this to do well because we are hot on the heels of AI, and we are hot on the heels of them being able to replicate our voices. And I will say that I think it's got a cold feel to it. I think it's inartistic. It is not at all what anybody should be watching. And I think that this is refreshing so that when you see AI, you say, oh my gosh, I'd much rather hear these voices. I'd much rather this be a huge team. We need this to do well. It's not about a bottom line and collecting money for us. We need this to do well for both Warner Brothers Animation to keep it alive and afloat, and for voice actors to keep us from being replaced by AI. And I hope that it does well and brings people back in, and then we can have another Porky and Daffy adventure and keep going forward. And because what I love about this is that they didn't try to put a spin on it. They kept it true to Looney Tunes form, and they took it from like 1930s with Farmer Jim. Stop it. That from that whole thing that was getting huge laughs when I saw it, and all the way to the very end. And I think it is important for the industry and this niche part of it that this film do really well. And I would say to anybody that you reach, just give it a shot. Just go. Just go. If you like any animation, you will not be disappointed, truly.
So for you, Eric, you have these two characters that basically probably have the majority of the screen time, especially playing off each other. So what's your trick to nailing the chemistry between Daffy and Porky? Because they in themselves are polar opposites. Do you record the lines individually or just kind of go back and forth and riff from there?
I just want to apologize for hogging the screen time. Yeah, it's who I am.
But yeah, it is again having the knowledge of the shorts that came before this film, and I mean, we all know Tweety and Sylvester. We even know Bugs and Daffy, and we know Bugs versus everyone else. But there were some really great shorts that just had Porky and Daffy, where Porky's like the everyman, and Daffy's the guy that he runs into that ruins his day. And it's like every time I start a Porky and Daffy short, I always think, oh, poor Porky. What's going to happen to him now? You know, like he's going to get trampled on by a pack of wild
pachyderms.
Yeah, it's crazy. that it just works. The formula still works. It worked back in the 40s, and here we are in 2025 with these two, and now it's 90 minutes. Now they get to really explore, and there's high tension between them, like
Yeah.
real. And I always say, we know a Porky. You might be friends with a Porky or a Daffy, or you might be a Daffy. I don't know, causing havoc on your friends. So I took that into account. I know a lot of Porkies and Daffies in my friend group, and I just sit back and watch them argue, and it's fun. But now we get to bring it to the big screen, and I get to use those experiences to help flesh out these performances.
So last question, what do you hope fans or audience goers take away from this film? What's the number one thing that they leave the theater?
That these characters are still here, they're still alive and well, and that they should be asking, no, they should be begging Warner Brothers for more. Yeah.
I
We
hope
know
they take away a love of 2D hand-drawn animation, and perhaps the new artists out there that are very little see a way that they can express themselves. But I hope that they take away the fact that slapstick can be funny if it's done right.
Awesome. And very apropos that a company named Ketchup Entertainment was the one that was the distributor. I honestly thought it was a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. It just almost is, it's just too perfect for Looney Tunes. So we're
So
great.
perfect for Looney Tunes.
They should have been,
Yeah.
it's almost as if it's like Acme, but
Yes, it is.
like
Who doesn't
Acme
love
Entertainment.
ketchup?
Well, thank you. This is very exciting. I know the animation world's very excited for this one. And, we hope this one does well so that way we can get lots more.
Absolutely. Thank you, Morgan.